It was a lady back there, y'all. She had a little dog. Dog name was Gumbo, was playing with me and whatnot. But anyway, I'm at this walking trail that's close to my house. Out here, give me some fresh air, give me some exercise and whatnot. But I'm just gonna get straight to it. This motherfucking HS, this Hidradenitis Suppurativa, whatever it's called. Excuse my hair, it's starting to get freezy because I'm sweating. But whatever this shit from Satan is called. Look, I'm not gonna keep letting that shit get the best of me. Do you hear me? I say this because I just got over, I don't know what my phone just did, but anyway, I'm saying this because I just got over a massive flare, and it was under my breast, but on the side of it, if that makes sense. Like, as you can tell, like, I got big boobs, so it was like under it, but on the side of the right one. Yeah, I had to take off work. Thank God, I got PTO and stuff, so that got covered. I should have worn my contacts, so there won't be no glare on my glasses. But I'm getting distracted. But I had to take off work Wednesday. I went to work Thursday for 2 hours. Couldn't deal with just sitting there like in pain, so I left work and I took off Friday. But it took a week for the flare to announce itself and come on out and let it know that I'm here. I ain't going nowhere, and I'm finna make your next week a living hell. So I know the people who got it, they know what that shit feels like. Like, you can feel that infection, that those toxins that are, because that's all this shit is. That when these flares bust, that's all it is toxin. You can feel those toxins looking for a gateway out your body. Wherever it finds the opening, it's gonna lock you in right there, and you can feel that flare forming. So I felt it forming for like 2 days, taking all the preventive measures and whatnot, trying to keep it at bay. Didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was. Man, that big got so big to the point I had to take off work. I haven't had one that big in a while, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's the very reason why I'm out here at this trail and doing what I need to do. Because this same trail, I was here like 3 weeks ago when I found out about it. Like, I had looked up, I got a gym membership and whatnot, and gyms are cool, but me, I like to be out in nature. Clearly nature like me too, just smack me in my damn head. But I like to be out in nature, and I like the sun. I like getting fresh air. I like seeing people in the park and all that stuff. So I'm finna do a turnaround. But I don't know, I just been feeling drawn to come to a walking trail rather than go to the gym. So I guess I'll use my gym membership for like days, like when it's raining or something like that, or it's just unbearably hot out here, because this Texas heat ain't shit to play with. But man, I was at this track, and the first time I came out here, I know I prayed for like 30 minutes. The whole time I was walking, I was praying, and part of my prayer was just telling God, like, how I'm so exhausted from dealing with this condition. Like, I feel alone in this shit. It gets really lonely. It's painful. it takes up a lot of my time when I experience flares. Like, I'm 5-6 years in dealing with it, and I'm still learning, still just trying to just find my way out of it. And I be getting discouraged sometimes. So my biggest thing is, like, I know that diet, lifestyle, and stuff like that is one of the main things that can trigger these flares. And just to keep it a buck, like, I wasn't the best eater, and then not only that, I'm an emotional eater. Like, but I'm working on that, like, finna start going to therapy and all that shit. But yeah, so in my prayer, I asked God to take away the desire of the food that tempts me, that I know isn't nourishing to my body. I asked for him to take away the desire of the foods that are feeding these toxins and shit in my body. Like, I want to get rid of this shit. I am tired of dealing. I'm tired of dealing with it. Like, it's like, enough is enough. And so, yeah, like I said, praying for 30 minutes, and I left the prayer at that. I left it alone. So last week, I started just said, fuck it. Like, I changed my schedule at work. I was working 4x10s, 4 days out the week, 10 hours a day. And I changed my schedule to a Monday to Friday. I never thought I'd do that, but I was just like, a Monday through Friday, and me getting off earlier is going to be more beneficial to the changes that I'm trying to make. Like, I'm getting off at 5:30 in the evening on the 4x10s, and out here in Texas, like, the traffic be super thick. So I'm usually getting home like 6:30, close to 7. And I really got just enough time to get home and start getting ready for the next day. And by the time I get done with that, it's time to go to bed. So I'm just like, let me make the schedule change, because I need to make the necessary changes to my whole lifestyle in order to get the results that I want. Okay, so that's that. So the first week that I started that was also the first week I just decided, Nita, like, you can do it. You've done it before. Stop eating the shit. Like, you asked God to take away the desires, and he did just that. Like, that next week, I went with no bread, no sugar, no processed food, no meat, mainly just fruits, veggies, and water. Me recording this today, what's today, the 11th? I'm in week 2. The first week, I lost 9 pounds just by doing that. Now, I'm going to be real. I'm going to still keep it a buck, because I ain't going to mislead nobody, because I'm hoping to help somebody by being transparent and vulnerable. Something that I don't got no problem with transparency, but the vulnerability is something, like, I done worked on, and I'm still working on it. But I feel short yesterday. I'm getting close to time to my cycle, and I crave sweets. So I had like a few pieces of candy that they had at work and whatnot. And that was that. And that's good for me, especially being a sweet lover. Like, that's damn good for me. So something I've been trying to, like, just tell myself, I need to grant yourself grace. Like, it's okay if you relapse a little or you fall out, but, like, keep going. And honestly, for me, just eating those few pieces of candy, knowing that, like, I'll go buy a whole thing of candy and eat that shit up, like, that was pretty good. But anyway, the flare that I just overcame, because that's what I feel like I want to start titling my thing. Like, the first video I uploaded on YouTube, I titled it something about, like, dealing with HS. And it's just like, I feel like me saying dealing with, that's that's me basically accepting that this is something that I have to deal with. Like, this is something that I have to have. So I'm like, no, like, going forward, I'm going to document my healing journey, and I'm going to say I'm overcoming HS, because I'm not going to be dealing with this for the rest of my fucking life. I know I'm not. I refuse to. But, so the one I just overcame, I feel like it was a combination of the fact that I'm changing my eating habits, changing my overall lifestyle, changing my schedule. All right, gumbo. Gumbo. The dog came back. But yeah, like, and then it's close to time to my cycle, and that's another trigger of this condition too. Like the hormonal imbalance that women experience on our cycle, that triggers flares for me. Like, I can't speak for nobody else. But, and also me taking like inflammatory response herbs and vitamins and all of that, I feel like it's just a combination. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I feel like this flare was just a combination of a lot of things, but also the beginning of something new. Like, I needed a massive one that was gonna test me, especially since I said I'm making all these changes and whatnot. I needed a massive one that was gonna be like, oh, you say you gonna make some changes? Okay, we gonna see, we gonna test you, we gonna see if you really about what you be talking about. I overcame it, so I must be about something. So yeah, I guess I'll share like some of the things that I did to get it to fully come to a head and do what it was gonna do. Usually, just depends on where I get a flare, but the ones under my breast are always the hardest to get to come to a head and to get to pop because of where they're located. And again, like I said, because I have big breasts. But Prid, P-R-I-D, comes in an orange container. Get it at Walmart, Kroger, drugstore, wherever. That shit is like $6. It's a drawing salve. Put some of that on there and apply heat. I have a heating pad, so I'll put some of the Prid like on the area that's flared. And if I'm able to, I lay down on the heating pad. Like, make sure the heating pad is covered. Don't have that direct heat on your skin. Make sure it's covered, but make sure it's hitting that area that's inflamed. And just take it as long as you can. Keep doing that until it busts. That Prid, that drawing salve, and the heat is gonna pull that shit out. Now, what was helping to push it out from the inside, now that's what I do from the outside. From the inside, what I did was my one of my friends from, oh, look at all them little turtles and duckies over there. I love nature, y'all. I just got distracted as hell. Like, it's a whole family of turtles. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little turtles lined up over there. But what was I saying? Oh, so my friend from high school, shout out to Shanita Macklin. My girl, she's a health consultant, a detox specialist. And she makes these pills like with the Irish sea moss, the bladderwrack, and burdock root in it. And just to give a little background, if people don't know what that is, basically, sea moss has 92 of the 108 minerals that our body needs. I could be wrong on that number, but either way it goes, sea moss has... I'm good. How are you? Yes, it is. I'm gonna be cutting it short soon. But sea moss has 92 of the minerals that makes up our body and what our body needs. And burdock root and bladderwrack provides the other 16, because I said it was 108. Yeah, it provides it's 102. It's 102, my bad. It's 102. So our sea moss has 92 of those minerals. Bladderwrack and burdock root together provides you with the missing 10. So all those together, 102. So I take that. She sell those. If you want to get some, go to his daughters with an S, llc.com. You can go order those from there. I took that. I took turmeric, and I think they are 500 milligrams, either somewhere in between 5 and 800 milligrams. I took turmeric, and I took black seed oil. Y'all, them three together, I don't know how everybody else's body work, but those three together, guaranteed, I'm gonna be in some pain, but it's gonna get that shit out of my system. It's gonna get that shit out of my system. It seemed like, now I'm not no scientist, I'm not no doctor. I can only tell you how I feel when I take this stuff, and I listen to my body and how I feel, and I'm well acquainted with my body. But it seems like to me as though, like, with the turmeric and the black seed oil, those are two herbs and oils and whatnot that is an inflammatory response. And with our condition, it's just a lot of inflammation in our body. Those seem like they calm all of that inflammation down, so that whatever is trying to pass through can come out and get to where it's gonna go, instead of doing all this swelling up, pussing up, cellulitis, folliculitis, and all that shit. That helps calms it down. And it seems like, and we know, like, these flavors like take our energy. So with the Irish sea moss and the bladderwrack and the burdock root, it feels as though it replenishes my energy. So once all that stuff comes out, all those toxins and whatnot come out, it's like the Irish sea moss replaces all the nutrients and minerals and everything that I need back into my body. That's how I feel. Again, like I said, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but that's just how I feel when I take them. So, yeah, so that's what I did to overcome my flare. Now, once it was burst open, of course, now I have to heal. And with mine, depending on how bad the flare is, it's going to depend on the size hole it's going to leave. So I actually had 2 areas. It was so much because I had one little small one that was like almost like where under my breast and like my chest meets. I had a lesion there, and then I had one like a little space, and then a big one on top of it. So when it was time for it to burst, I could tell that little small one that was at the bottom, that was the exit. That big one was just how much had filled up that it formed another pocket. So once it burst, that small one at the bottom, the hole that was left after all the stinky, pussy stuff came out, the hole was probably big enough and wide enough to put, I'll say, the tip of a pencil or maybe like the tip of a pen or something in it. Like maybe just a little bit wider, but I know the tip of it could go in there. That's how big the hole was. So when you're dealing with open wounds like that, you have to be very careful to make sure like nothing gets in it, it doesn't get infected and stuff like that. Again, I am no doctor, but this how I know God on my side, and God really fuck with you, girl. Like, God fucks with me because I just so happen to have everything I need in my house. And this ain't my first time dealing with something like open wounds and stuff like that. And I can get these things to close in a matter of a few days just by being consistent and using everything, like just going with how I feel and using my instincts, like Lord, how do I get through this? Like, how do I heal myself? All I did was I made sure I cleaned that area with some iodine, get a wound wash, whatever works for your skin. But I use iodine. That's that little brown stuff. Kind of stinks a little bit, doesn't have too much of a smell. I clean the area with that. I use peroxide, not alcohol, and hella Neosporin. That's all I did. And it's a certain gauze pad that I use too. I use the I ain't got no specific brand, but I use the Equate, like the Walmart brand, extra large surgical dressing. I like that gauze because it's the type of gauze that just sits there. It's not the one that sticks to any blood or any pus or nothing like that and reopening the wound every time I change it. So whatever comes out of the open wound, it's just there on the gauze and it's just wet. So you are gonna have to change it often. So it took me like 2 or 3 days to get that hole closed up. And once it started to close, like, and even now, I got some gauze and stuff up under there. Like, I couldn't work out. I couldn't come and walk like how I wanted to. I was just, scared of, like, let me not get no sweat in this open ass wound, because that can turn into a major problem. So, that was that. Now, pause. I'm finna turn around, because I be walking this track. Let me see. I can't flip this camera. I don't know why it's not giving me the option to flip my camera. But I'm finna turn around so you can see. My black instincts be telling me, hell no. Don't go back there. Like, I don't know how far this trail go, because it go deep off in there. But when you start getting to these parts where it's just wood and it's not like no creek or nothing like how it's been this whole time on the other side, I don't trust that shit, because anything come out these damn woods. But so yeah, that's where I stop, and I turn around and I go back the way I came. But anyway, so yeah, so you gotta make sure you properly caring for your flares after they burst as well. And for the most part, like, I ain't letting that flare stop me. Like, I gotta push through it. And I also realized too that this could just very well be a part of the process. The fact of I'm eating better. I'm only in the second week, but hey, it's progress. But I'm eating better. I'm exercising. I'm taking my vitamins, my herbs and everything like regularly now. So it's like my body just like, girl, what you doing? Like, what it did? We don't know nothing about this. So it's pushing it out. Like, it's coming on out. And so I'm probably gonna have more massive flares. I'm probably gonna have more flares that's gonna have me out of work and feeling discouraged, and that's gonna have me in pain and whatnot. But I'm working on embedding it in my mind that Nita, you have to go through it in order to get to the results that you want to see, and it's better out than in. So I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Keep researching. Keep documenting. I don't know how often I'm gonna do this documentation. It's just, I guess whenever it's on my spirit to do it, I'm gonna do it. Stop being hard-headed, because I really should have been doing, you know what, I'm not even finna go there talking about what I coulda, woulda, shoulda been doing, because I already know what God want me to do with this. I know I was just talking about this with my sister, and we talk about it often because she really be the person. She's the main person I go to on my days when it's really bad, the depression and the anxiety is really bad with this condition. But we always say I know this, but she just be my reminder that it's a bigger purpose behind this, Nita. You going through this for a bigger reason than what you can see right now, and you have to get through it. And I was like, man, I know, but it just gets hard sometimes, especially when those around you don't deal with what you deal with, so they can only relate so much, to the point where when you get to talking about it, now it's oh damn, I be feeling damn, these folks probably just think I'm just complaining, or I'm bullshitting, or I'm lazy. Girl, you calling out work for a boiler? Bro, it's more than just that. So yeah, it's a process. It's definitely a process. I'm just ready to see the end results, honestly. But it's just the beginning. I think I'm finna wrap this up because it's 27 minutes long. It's hot as fuck out here. Probably gonna walk this trail one more time, and I'm gonna call it a day. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, and this message is really for, I feel like it's gonna be for everybody, not just people with HS. It's just any health condition, bro. Take care of yourself. You'll be surprised at how much illness is lying dormant in our bodies, and you'll be surprised at what stress can do to the body, what poor eating habits and poor lifestyle habits would do to your body. It will bring those dormant things to the forefront. I know, because that's what happened to me. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Again, take care of yourself. Don't depend on nobody else but God to take care of you. Anything anybody else do for you, that should be an addition to what you already doing for yourself. Take care of yourself by any means necessary. And let's break these generational curses of these illnesses and shit like that. Bro, this stuff ain't gotta be passed on. A hereditary disease ain't nothing but a bloodline of people who have poor lifestyle and eating habits, bro. And you can change that. And that's really my goal, my personal goal for this shit. Bro, just like most women, I want a family, I want a husband, I want kids, all that shit. But I refuse to have that. I refuse to have this condition going on, and it's still running in my blood, and my child have to deal with this. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So that be in my mind too. I was like, these changes I gotta make. If I know there's something that I want, I know there's something that I deserve, I gotta work toward it. Like, I gotta show God like I want it. Like, I'm willing to go out here and make the changes that I need to for a future family. I don't even know if it's in the Lord will for me to have one, but okay, if it is, I'm gonna make sure, I'm in alignment and I'm doing what I need to do for them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids burying me in no young age, because I'm sick and shit and all that. So just gonna do what I gotta do. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Take care of yourself, love yourself, show up for yourself, be the person to yourself that you are to everybody else. Because, everybody claim that they good people and they always getting done wrong and this and this and that. Baby, be loving to yourself. Show unconditional love to yourself. That's all. I love y'all. Bye-bye.